Assalamu alaikum, and I really welcome all of you wholeheartedly on the mobile commerce convention this year. I think this is one of the most important subject areas that the public and the private sector collectively should be talking about in days and weeks and years to come. We got to be extremely agile and vigilant how we can increase the usage of mobile commerce in Pakistan over the next few months. It is going to give us huge boost in towards our GDP, and that's where the whole world is converging into. In the next few minutes, I would like to talk briefly on two specific subject areas. In one is specifically in the context of mobile commerce, and the other one, I would like to talk a little bit about upon the open data strategy that the government of Pakistan at government level as well as at the private sector level that we should be thinking about, we should be visualizing. Um, I think most of us know that almost 70% of our tech exports go undocumented year on year basis. There have not been mechanisms developed over the period of time that would compel our sellers and our exporters to get this process executed within the government processes and make each and every buck accountable to the government. So that's one problem area I think that we need to address. We need to make sure that the foreign remittances that are coming from abroad, they have to be delivered in time, in whatever currency it's coming through. Our e-commerce itself should be proliferated, right? The investments should be done in terms of time, in terms of resources from the private and the public sector both, specifically from the public sector, because policy is the most important piece that we need to nail down if we want to improve the e-commerce in Pakistan. So what steps we should be doing, which we have recently started at the government level as well. I think there is a dire need of an international payment system that that Pakistan government should own and give the international payment system access to the citizens, to the freelancers, to the tech startups, to the enterprise businesses as well, so that they can use this payment system where government of Pakistan actually own the whole network, and the sellers should be able to minimize their cost of funds being remitted from overseas, from anywhere in the world to their banks, to their accounts in Pakistan. So I think that is one of the most important piece I just wanted to talk about, and we have been working really hard with multiple stakeholders within the government to create a policy which would enable deployment of this kind of an infrastructure in Pakistan. When I say payment system, what I actually mean is that the government will own this kind of a payment system. Think about, Alipay of Pakistan, where end to end remittances, hopping, or you can say the delivery of remittances and the movement of funds from abroad will be done on the network which Pakistan will own. That is the vision which we are working very hard on. What benefit it's going to give to the citizens, to the freelancers community. It's going to lower the cost of transaction for each and every freelancer who is exporting services or who is delivering services to any entity, any enterprise across the world. They will be able to get instantaneous transfer of funds from internationally, from any bank to any bank or anywhere in the world to the bank located in Pakistan. So that's the most important piece which the freelancers community have been looking for. Um, but for the government itself, the most another important thing that we need to figure out in this particular whole scenario is that we should be storing each and every financial transaction in context of exports or e-commerce within the parameters of the network of the government of Pakistan, so that our transactional data is not shared anywhere else, in the world. So this problem is also solved once we build and once we roll out our own payment system. On the open data strategy, I would like you to think about uh, this huge investment community in the Western world who have been looking around the developing countries, emerging economies like Pakistan, to come in and invest across different industries to reap out, the benefits that they have already envisioned out of a investment fund. So what do we need to give it to them? We need to give them a visual that if you come and invest in this particular sector, let's say healthcare, you will be able to get your return on investment within a specific stipulated time period. How can we do that? We can actually give this kind of a visual through our open data strategy, open data policy, where we can give these investment communities, dashboards where they will be able to see how our businesses are being run, what kind of policies government has been building across these industries, what patterns are emerging across different businesses, which this is going to give them a comfort that if we come in and invest a dime, in Pakistan, we would know how the investment patterns will turn out to be in terms of productivity, and this is what we are going to see in line with the policies that the government has developed. So very important. There has been a scarcity of this kind of a data that exists at the national, at the international portals of Pakistan, where the investment community can come in and see what's going on in Pakistan. There are key objectives and the key initiatives that we need to take in this context is to match and merge multiple disparate systems which exist in the government of Pakistan at the federal level as well as provincial level, to create a visual, to create a scenario which would look like an attractive scenario for international business communities, international investors. I think this is the most important thing. Think about industries like tourism, industries like manufacturing, industries like real estate, how the businesses are booming, in these industries. If a financial investor sitting somewhere in the Western Europe or in the United States, if they want to see, they should be able to get a clear visual that in which particular segment in this particular industry I would invest and what kind of a benefits I would be getting 1 to 3 years down the road. I think most of the countries who have gone from point A to point B in the last 10 years, they have made, they have created these policies of ease of doing business with those countries for the foreign investors. So I think open data strategy, and then the tooling behind this, building an open data strategy, open data based visuals, dashboards is the key. And at the government level, we are investing a lot of time and resources to build this plumbing, to build these visuals for the investment community. At the end, I wish you all the best and hope you extract the maximum out of this convention. And good luck to all of you guys. Thank you very much.